Bourbon industry in Kentucky has led to great financial strides for the Commonwealth, especially in areas where there are distilleries and a lot of now tourist stops.
But a proposed tax break to the industry is raising concern for several communities who say the cuts would strain their budgets. WKYT's Chad Hedrick is in studio now. And Chad, this actually includes school districts and public safety agencies.
Yeah, opponents of the legislation say the proposed cuts to state and local property tax on bourbon barrels would cripple their budgets, saying we're talking about millions of dollars here, and this includes areas in Anderson, Franklin, and Woodford counties, communities that say they have already given local tax cuts to the industry. Kentucky's Bourbon Trail is a tourist destination in the bourbon capital of the world, an estimated $9 billion industry here. Distilleries in Nelson, Franklin, Bullitt, and other counties have become key sources of funding for communities there. Leaders say the property taxes the businesses pay are critical to these cities and counties.
If these taxes go away, my office will lose $235,000 to $250,000, and that's out of my budget. To put it into perspective, another sheriff said we will lose our night shift coverage.
Monday, leaders from several counties coming together to speak against Kentucky House Bill 5, filed by Republican Jason Petrie and co-sponsored by House Speaker David Osborne. The bill phases out the property taxes the distilleries pay to the counties starting in 2026 and completely by 2039.
In our case, our fire department has made 48 runs to the #1 distillery in the world. And just this last year, that fire department will go away if this tax goes away as well, because it's over 50% of their budget.
Osborne telling the Herald Leader last week the tax is a job killer, saying companies would move jobs to other states if the tax stays. Just last year, Kentucky recorded a record year for growth in the industry with $2.1 billion in investments. It's why opponents are standing against this, saying there's no strain on the industry.
If this was something that was really killing them, like what was happening back in the 80s when bourbon was out of favor, I could see the need, but I just don't see it at this time. It's not, I think, the hindrance that you'd have, the sponsors of this bill would have us believe in Frankfurt.
And right now there are distilleries in 1/3 of Kentucky counties, and that is expected to increase. And these distilleries generate more than 22,500 jobs here in Kentucky. Now tonight, the Kentucky Distillers Association called the tax, quote, discriminatory, and says the success or failure of the bill will determine if the industry continues to call Kentucky home or if they're forced to look elsewhere to grow.